Here we have a primarily conceptual problem, and we'll try to figure out what the problem is actually asking as we go through it. But one thing that I want to point out, and I think we probably all would have recognized, is just how odd it is to have the lower limit of integration to be larger than the upper limit of integration. And when I see that, it basically lets me know they're playing off of a certain rule here that says that the integral from 12 to negative 12 is going to be equal to the negation of the integral from negative 12 to 12. And I apologize, I'll use this kind of shorthand as we go through this problem because it's just more efficient. But that means then that the integral from 12 to negative 12 tells us that the integral from negative 12 to 12 will equal negative 6, just by swapping these limits of integration. And I'm going to stop focusing on this and instead focus on this piece right here. Now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the rest of the problem. And this problem is saying, look, we break this, and I don't care what the graph looks like. You don't even have to draw a graph. But if we took a function, and that function was detailed over the interval from negative 12 to 12 with a little stop off at negative 4, I could see that this little region here, or that accumulated value, plus this accumulated value right here, if I were to add those two together, that would be the same thing as integrating or accumulating the entire value here. I'm not going to shade this in too much here, but those two things are equal. The sum of the two smaller regions is equal to the entire larger region. Well, what I can do there is I can say that the integral from negative 12 to negative 4 plus the integral from negative 4 to 12 is going to equal the integral from negative 12 to 12. Given up above, we know that the integral from negative 12 to negative 4 right here has a value of 3. We don't know what the integral from negative 4 to 12 is. That's our unknown. So let's go ahead and leave it as an unknown. And we know that the integral from negative 12 to 12, which was gotten by this right here, is going to equal negative 6. Subtracting 3 from both sides tells us that the integral from negative 4 to 12 of f of x dx is going to equal negative 9. And that's our answer.